Hello students, in this video we will learn what is Schmidt reaction and its mechanism. First of all, we go for the definition of the Schmidt reaction. Carboxylic acids react with the hydrozoic acid in the presence of the sulfuric acid and give primary amines. This reaction is known as the Schmidt reaction. Ketones and aldehydes also show this Schmidt reaction. But actually, here we discuss about the Schmidt reaction exhibited by the carboxylic acids only. The formula of the carboxylic acids is RCOOH. This is the general formula of the carboxylic acid. If we replace R with the other specific groups like methyl and ethyl groups, we can give the different names. For example, if we replace R with CH3, then we have to call it as the acetic acid. So specifically also we can write the reaction, but whatever shown in this slide is a general form of the Schmidt reaction. This CH3COH is known as the acetic acid, and hydrozoic acid formula is N3H. Ammonia formula is NH3. Here we should not get any confusion regarding the formula of the hydrozoic acid. Formula of ammonia is NH3, whereas the formula of the hydrozoic acid is the N3H. And we know very well the formula of the sulfuric acid, that is the H2SO4. Here we have to remember one thing, that the three acids, carboxylic acid, hydrozoic acid and sulfuric acid, give one base, that is the primary amine. So that is the speciality of this Schmidt reaction. Here we have to remember. Here it is very easy to write the reaction. Here we have to replace the COH with NH2. So that will be the formula of the product. In order to write the formula, nothing we have to do. Simply we have to replace carboxylic acid group, COH group, with NH2. So that's how we can write the product very easily. Now we go for the mechanism of the reaction. Here this reaction proceeds via 4 steps. We go for those steps one by one. In the first step, the carboxylic acid is protonated with the H plus ion provided by the sulfuric acid. We know very well that each oxygen atom is having two lone electron pairs on it. So this H plus ion attacks on the OH groups of the carboxylic acid. As a result, here we get the oxonium ion. Positive charge appears on the oxygen atom, so that's why we call it as the oxonium ion, or otherwise we can call it as the protonated carboxylic acid. Protonated carboxylic acid. Here the oxonium ion, oxygen of the oxonium ion draws the electron pair from the CO bond. Look here, this oxygen atom draws this CO bond electron pair and goes outside in the form of the water, like here, and then positive charge appears on the carbon of the RCO group. We know very well that RCO group is called as the acyl group. RCO group is called as the acyl group. And here a positive charge is present on the carbon. So that's why we call it as the acyl carbonium ion. Acyl carbonium ion. Otherwise, we can call it as the acyl carbocation. Acyl carbocation also. In the next step, hydrojoic acid attacks on the, this is the structure of the hydrojoic acid. Hydrojoic acid attacks on the acyl carbocation or acyl carbonium ion. Here, as a result, we get the protonated acyl azide. Actual formula of the acyl azide is RCON3. So here one extra hydrogen we are having in this formula. So that's why we call it as the protonated acyl azide. Protonated acyl azide. Then after the N2 group of the protonated acyl azide, protonated group of the acyl azide ion, that means this one attacks the bond electron, this NN bond electron pair, and goes out in the form of the N2 gas. N2 gas. As a result, the plus charge appears on the first nitrogen that is attached to the acyl carbon, and the newly generated intermediate is known as the amidium ion. Amidium ion. So in the first step, we will get acyl carbonium ion. In the first step, we get carbonium ion, whereas in the second step, we get the amidium ion. In the third step, rearrangement takes place. Rearrangement. This amidium ion undergoes rearrangement. As a result, rearrangement occurs. In the third step, rearrangement takes place. As a result, we get the isocyanate. This is a rearrangement reaction step. Rearrangement step. Okay. So here this NH bond breaks. This NH bond breaks, and H plus ion is expelled out, and R migrates onto the nitrogen atom. As a result, we get the isocyanate. We get the isocyanate. This is isocyanate. Here we have to remember that Cn minus is known as the cyanide. Cn minus is known as the cyanide, and the CNO minus is known as the cyanate. Cyanate, and NC NC minus is known as the isocyanide. Isocyanide, and NCO minus is known as the isocyanate. Isocyanate. I write neatly here, isocyanate. NCO minus is known as the isocyanate. Okay, so like that we have to remember. So again we try to recollect. In the first step, we will get acyl carbonium ion. In the second step, we get the amidium ion. In the third step, amidium ion undergoes rearrangement, and we get the isocyanate. And in the fourth step, this isocyanate undergoes hydrolysis. Hydrolysis. And when water molecule attacks on the isocyanate, we have to recollect the formula of the water, that is the HOH. Here we know very well that plus charge is present on the hydrogen atom and minus charge is present on the OH minus ion. Compared to the carbon, nitrogen is more electronegative. As a result, H plus ion attacks on the nitrogen and OH minus ion attacks on the carbon. As a result, we get this intermediate. This intermediate is known as the carboxamate. Here, amine group is attached to the carboxylic acid. So that's why this intermediate is called as the carboxamate. Then after this carboxamate undergoes rearrangement, this OH bond breaks and the electron pair comes here, and this H plus ion migrates onto the nitrogen, and this NC bond breaks, and this electron pair shifts onto the nitrogen. As a result, we get the primary amine, and carbon dioxide will be expelled out. Like that, we get the primary amine in this Schmidt reaction. Again, we try to recollect the four steps. The first step of the Schmidt reaction is the formation of the carbonium ion. Write it neatly. First step is the formation of the carbonium ion. Second step is the formation of the amidium ion, and third step is the formation of the isocyanate, and fourth step is the hydrolysis. So like that we have the four steps. First step, in the first step we get carbonium ion. In the second step we get the amidium ion. In the third step we get isocyanate. In the fourth step we get hydrolysis occurs, and we get the primary amine. Now we go for some examples for the Schmidt reaction. Here, this is a formula of the acetic acid. When acetic acid is treated with the hydrozoic acid in the presence of sulfuric acid, we get the methylamine. As already we have discussed, the product can be easily written by replacing the COOH with a NH2 group. We go for the second reaction. This is known as the phenyl acetic acid. In the acetic acid, one phenyl group is substituted. So that's why its name is phenyl acetic acid. And here the product's name is benzylamine. This group is known as the benzyl group. So that's why this product here is called as the benzylamine. And this is the paratoluic acid. If you write CH3 on the benzene ring, we call it as the toluene. And here its name is toluic acid. When toluic acid is treated with the hydrozoic acid in the presence of sulfuric acid, we get the paratolidine. Paratolidine. So like that, we can write the Schmidt products in the Schmidt reaction very easily just by replacing carboxylic acid group with amine. That means NH2 group. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.